Imagine if there was a repeating theme surrounding Joe Biden and Joe Biden's supporters of people slipping up, quote unquote, making the mistake or alluding to our worship for the current sitting president of the United States. I could tell you, I would be stepping back away from that, tiptoeing away, maybe running at full speed away from that movement, because that's weird. It's cultish behavior. And people push back on me, calling it a cult. Other people push back on others, calling it a cult. And the reason it's become so common is because it's a cult. How many times must a racist thing be said or done in Republican circles before we say, maybe the Republican Party has a racism problem? The same could be said of this. How many times must Donald Trump be compared to Jesus Christ before we say, maybe the Republican Party has a cult problem? How many times must someone literally say, as this first speaker or the second speaker does, that we are here, thankful to be here to worship Donald Trump? That's what he said. He's not just some rando they found. He's the chairman of the Nevada Republican Party, Michael McDonald. Not that Michael McDonald. Anyway, first I want to play Marjorie Taylor Greene, who directly compares Donald Trump to Jesus Christ, and for a dumb reason that doesn't make any sense, which we'll illuminate after the clip. Watch this.
So you want to tell me that we're supposed to take the court system in New York serious when they convict President Trump of 34 fake felony counts? No. That's right. It's bullshit. You called it right there. That's not a justice system. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, I like Nevada. That's great. You guys are great. No, it is bullshit. And you want to know something? We aren't going to tolerate it. The Democrats and the fake news media want to constantly talk about, oh, President Trump is a convicted felon. Well, you want to know something? The man that I worship is also a convicted felon. And he was murdered on a Roman cross.
One, was Jesus a convicted felon? Did they delineate between crimes in that day? Were there misdemeanors? Were there class 1 felonies? Were there? Come on. This is just an ahistorical understanding of the past. Of course, coming from Marjorie Taylor Greene. But that's a hell of a thing to say. The Democrats and the fake news media want to constantly talk about President Trump is a convicted felon. You want to know something? Do you want to know? The man I worship is also a convicted felon. Who cares that even if Jesus was a convicted felon, that doesn't justify Donald Trump. That's like saying, you know who else is a convicted felon? Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, and they killed them too. Is that the comparison you want, Marge? Is that what you want to go down? Is that the ship you're willing to sink on, you dipshit? And then Michael McDonald, maybe the worst of all. And again, look, this goes back years and years and years. Remember during the Republican National Convention in 2016, when there were the white elevators, like all of these little coincidences happen, these little things that can be chalked up on their own to just, oh yeah, that doesn't mean anything. But when they're all combined together with a candidate who refuses to disavow the KKK Grand Wizard, I mean, you got to start thinking. Again, I will say it, stop giving Donald Trump and Republicans the benefit of the doubt that they're not racist. That, oh, you're just taking it too far. And I get those emails from people who consider themselves Democrats, liberals, progressives. You're making too much of this. No, I'm not. How many coincidences must we face before we stop giving them the benefit of the doubt? Here is Michael McDonald, the Nevada Republican Party chairman, saying, thank God we're here in Sunset Park to worship and bring back the greatest president we've ever known in our generation. Watch this, and then we'll combat some excuses that might be made.
What more can be said than thank God we're here in Sunset Park to worship and bring back the greatest president we've ever known in our generation. I've been with this man since 2015 before he went down the escalators. And so many of you in the same place have done it. You have been with this man because when he walked out on stage, you know he's for the working men and women. That's the difference. All the Hollywood actors stand up for me. Not one. All you fake billionaires stand up for me. None. All you working men and women that are here today to return this country, stand up and yell.
Now, when I see these clips on Twitter and elsewhere, I think to myself, I wonder what the context is. I don't want to make false statements. I don't want to be one to just run away with ideas that this is something when it's something that it's not. So I thought to myself when I saw the initial clip, most of which the clip I saw was what you just saw. I gave you a little bit more context, but I thought when he says worship, maybe there was just a prayer. Maybe they had just come out of like a worship song and he's alluding to the song they were just listening to. Now, I can't play the song because I'll be copyright striked by AC/DC because it was like Back in Black. That was the song that was playing when he came to the stage and then said he wants to thank God that we're here in Sunset Park to worship and bring back the greatest president, to worship the greatest president and bring back the greatest president that we've known in our generation. Give me another explanation for it. What is the worship talk surrounding Donald Trump? Why is worship and Donald Trump in the same sentence? Again, stop giving these people the benefit of the doubt that they mean anything other than what they say they mean. They're saying they're thankful to God to be able to worship Donald Trump. She's comparing Donald Trump in the same sentence to her Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ. But we're supposed to believe something else. We're supposed to believe it's something else. How many times must Trump be compared to the person they claim to worship as God before we say, maybe it is a cult? Stop giving them the benefit of the doubt on matters of race, on their fascist agenda, on the fact that it is a cult. Just stop. Anyway, what do you think? Did you watch all of this? What are your thoughts? Am I wrong? Am I jumping to conclusions? Do I need to give them more of the benefit of the doubt? Leave a comment below and tell me. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Please consider supporting this work, helping me make these videos. For $2 a month, you can become a channel member by clicking that join button just below the video. See what's involved to become a channel member. $2 a month. If I was able to get 1% of my audience to give $2 a month, we could fundamentally transform and grow this operation where we would travel to places, interview dumb Trump support. It would be a completely different thing. And it would be because of you. Anyway, you can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. All these are great ways to help support. But make sure you're subscribed, knocking on the door of 700,000 subscribers. It's a big deal for me, not the biggest channel, but it's a big deal. And it's only because of you. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.